Hello guys, welcome to the video number 6 of this sequence that I am developing a project integrated with AI. And in this video we are going to complete the authentication part of the system by completing the sign in and sign up backend functionalities, and also we are going to create tests with vitest to cover these uh, these two functionalities. So okay, let's begin. Uh, Today we are going to use this uh, module here called Jose to generate our JSON Web Tokens and verifying it. And also we are going to use vitest, as I said, to creating our tests. So let's start by open our VS Code here. Just a second. Okay. I'm gonna make a sheet out to the main branch and pull and git log just to see. Okay, let's create some other branch, call it okay, let's run the project. Okay, so first we're going to we need to create these two functionalities, sign in and sign up. So just to call here sign up form and sign in form. So I'm going to create just server actions. I'm not gonna create like root handlers API here next, because I want expose these APIs, these endpoints, to another application. So I will just create server actions to use here, because I can do it with Next.js. So yeah, basically we'll just call a server action here, like sign in action, something like that. So let's start by creating these server actions. I'm going to create these server actions. I think I can create here an auth, this auth root group actions, and I'm going to put the directive here is server. And now I can create my server actions. It has to be an async function. I'm going to call sign in action, sign up. Let's do the sign up first. Sorry. And for sign up, we have this schema here. I'm going to just create another folder here to standardize these schemas. I'm going to create in the folder the root path, like the schemas. Then I will have sign in schema. I'm gonna follow this pattern here. Sign in schema and sign up schema. Then I'll just copy here, paste sign up, export sign up schema. Okay, Here I will exclude this and just call here SignUp schema. Everything okay. Then I will do the same with sign-in. So copy here, paste here, rename to sign-in schema, import Zod, and export here. So I'm gonna navigate to sign-in page, exclude this, and replace here. Okay. So now I can create a type here to type sign up schema equals Zod.infer type of sign up schema. Okay. Data map schema, and just data. I'll just console log this information here. So okay, with this server action, simple server action, I can now go to my sign up page and replace this with that action, sign up action, providing data. Okay, so if we go to the project here, go to the sign-in up page, and call register, we're going to see the console log here. Okay, but now I have to create the functionality itself. Okay, so now I have to create the functionality itself to populate this information on my database and like generate the decoded encrypted password, and that's it. So okay, let's start this by creating here a folder called root folder called models, and here we will have authentication auth.ts. let's call just auth. And okay, so now we're just create a sync function let's create the function to generate an access token first. No, sorry, first we're going to create the sign up. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. So okay, first we're going to create the sign up function here that will receive the schema. So we'll have these schemas, and I don't know if I create type here or schema. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna rename here to types, and here I will have this and this. I'm gonna export both the schema and the type here. Signing props infer type of schema and here I will have the same. Okay, so my action here, I'm going to rename. Okay, and here in my model, I'm going to import the sign up props here. Now we just have email, name, password. Okay, so I will list here the steps to make a basic sign up. So as we can see in the schema from Prisma, the user will just have name, email, and password that as inputs that we will provide. So we just have to check if the email already exists or not. So yeah, so let's create accounts here. Mail user already exists, because wait, Prisma client. Okay, I don't have a Prisma client yet, so let's create it. I'm gonna create here in lib Prisma client. Okay, so I can call here wait Prisma client dot Prisma. I think it's just from Prisma client here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, users that find unique, because email it's unique in my database, or email because this email here. So if the user already exists, I'm going to return error and user already exists. If not, I'm going to generate the encrypted password and store it in the database. So to do this with password, I have some options, but what I will use is Okay, so if user does not exist yet, I will have to generate a hash from this password to store in my database, because I will not store the password as a raw, or the raw password. So to do that, I'm going to install here bcrypt. Let me just check if it's a dev dependency or not. I think it's not, because we're going to, oh yeah, it can be a dev dependency. I think let's install as not a dev dependency. Let's check in the docs here. Bcrypt npm. Okay, so it's just npm stop, so it's not a dev dependency. Okay, npm and bcrypt it. Okay, so now I can have an import from bcrypt. Okay, yeah, I think it can. I have to add types in dev dependency. Bcrypt. Okay, so now if I, okay, it's just working. I'll just import the full object, entire object here. Okay, to do the hash, I need the salt here. It's a number. I'm gonna put like 10, and to get my hashed password, I will just call bcrypt.hash. This function, I can pass the password itself and the salt rounds. So it's just the password here, salt. And then I will create a user on my database, the users table, providing mail, name, and password inputs that was provided. And I think I forgot to validate the schema here. So let's just do this before hit my database. So I already have the signup schema, and now we just made a safe parse with Zod, safe signup schema dot safe parse, providing mail, name, and password. Safe parse will just parse this data and check if it's correct according to my schema, and if not, we'll just return an error here. Success, I have data, I have error. So data is just the object itself. I'll check if error, just return error dot button. Let's just see what this error message is. And console log here to see what we can return from this. Now we just destructure data itself from here. We'll provide data here, but here, and okay, here we have the validated input. Okay, and with the user created, I'm gonna return here message user created successfully. So okay, okay, the sign up functionality is created. And okay, so just to continue here, we're going to create the sign-in function. So using function sign in, it will receive input that is sign in props, and then I will do the same, save parse, input, and then success data and error. Give some error here, just return message. And here I just have the validated input. Okay, so for the sign in, I will just check if the user exists too, and then I will compare, I will verify if the password that the user is providing to me is the same, it matches with the hashed password stored on the database. So first let's get the user related to the email provided. If not user, they're not found. Password match will be exactly this. Decrypt, compare. I'm gonna compare the password provided from the hashed password stored on the database. And if not match, valid password, and if match, here I would return the JSON Web Token. But before doing that, I'm going to just edit T2, generate JSON Web Token, and then, but before, I don't like to add this kind of error messages like for like login, like user not found and invalid password, because doing this the user will know that the email exists, or that the password is correct or is not. So I don't want to, I don't like to give too much information about this to the user, because it can be a malicious one. So I will just add a generic error here, invalid credentials and invalid credentials. Okay, so as I said, for the JSON Web Token, we're going to use this library here. So I'm going to add, I'm going just to add the types too. Okay, it didn't have types. So okay, to generate the JSON Web Token with this Roselle library, we just have to like do token here, token equals wait new sign JWT. It's not important for me. Port the sign JSON token. So if we call this here, I just have to pass the information for the token itself. So I'm gonna pass the subscriber or subscription, I don't know, like user ID, because I want to send the user ID in the JSON token, and then I have to add some things here to configure our JSON web token, like set protected header. I'm going to pass as configuration here the algorithm, this one, and the type I want JWT. Okay, in addition to it, I will also set an expiration time, like 7 days. 7 days, and I will set issued at, just to create issued at the token, and then I will sign here. I have a secret. I will have a secret here. So the secret is created by doing this to pass for the user signing function. So let's just break it down into 2 steps here. Secret is equal new text encoder and just providing the secret here. So in the env we'll have the secret, and I will just put here in the env. I'm gonna write anything here, and okay, so now I just have to go process that and should be able to secret. Okay, so if everything is okay, here I have the token. So let's just return it. So okay, let's just try to here I will remove the user because I wasn't using it for nothing. Was using this for nothing, and now we're just try to integrate with our front end. So if I go to sign up page here, have sign up action, I will navigate to sign up action and just call result, just call the model that I have just created here. But I have to export these 2 functions. I'm gonna export in a const, like off. I'm gonna export in object.freeze just to not be to not allow modifications on this object. So yeah, and I will do it just to call in a good way, like auth dot sign up, providing the data. and it's an asynchronous function. So I'm gonna put await here, and then I will just now log the result here. Okay, so now we have this sign up completed. So let's check if it's working as expected. If I put it out here, my mail and some password, will just give me the log user created successfully. So yeah, it's working, but it's not navigating to the signing, but it's okay. After we will do this, but before, let's create the signing function itself. Signing action. Please receive data to sign in schema. Oh, I don't need these anymore. Sign up props and just sign in props. Result goes await of that sign in, providing data, and just the same here. And let's just use this instead of this console log. Let's import correctly here. And okay, so sign in action, writing data. Okay, so if we go to signing page, it is here, password, check the console. Here we have our token created successfully. Let's check just this token on jwt.io. So if I put here, I can see that the user ID, as I put as the sub here, the subject is in fact the user ID. So okay, I think it's correct. Let's just try to create a user with the same email that already exists. User already exists, and if we try to sign into an existing email, invalid credentials show to us. So yeah, we configured these two actions integrated with the front end, but it's not fully integrated yet because we need to navigate between these two pages and then handle the user logged in session in our front end. But let's do this in the next video because this video is already big. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you in the next video. Hello guys, I just realized that I forgot to create tests for the sign in and sign up functions here. So let's create right now. To create, I'm gonna use vitest as I said, so I'm gonna install here vitest. Okay, and I'm gonna add two scripts here. One to run a test in watch mode. So by default vitest run in watch mode, and to run and not watch the tests, just run and free the terminal. I'm gonna add just test, that is vitest run. Okay, so with these two commands I can run the tests in watch mode and normal mode, for example. And now I have to create a config file here from vitest, vitest.config.ts, and in this file I have to export a default function here that is define config from vitest. So let's import from vitest config, and I can provide an object of configs here. So I like to add the configuration of globals true. It allows me to create tests without import the common functions from vitest like describe, it, test, and I like to create type check enabled. Okay, so for now let's just configure this, and then I'm gonna create a test here. I already have a test, but I'm gonna delete this and create from scratch. So test folder, and inside it I'm gonna create a models to create auth test.ts. Every test has to be this dot tests on the middle or dot spec, like spec, so it's a pattern. Okay, so I'm gonna add a describe here off. So I said that I added the globals true configuration to not need to import this, so I have also to configure it on the tsconfig.json here. Just put types vitest globals. Okay, so I don't need to import anymore. It's importing from vitest. And okay, so yeah, I'm gonna test here just to see if the tests are running and working well. So should return an error. Just console log error from test. So if I run npm test command, you see that it's working well. Test models off. And okay, so now let's create the tests itself. Let's begin by creating the tests for the SignUp function. So I'm gonna add here models off, and here let's see what we have first here on the models SignUp function. Okay, so first we made a safe parse here on the input, and if there's an error, it returns it. So let's try to call the SignUp function, sending an invalid input, some of them invalid, to see that error returning. So should return an error when providing an invalid input. I could create like 3 tests, each one for email, another for name and password, sending each one as invalids, but for now I'm just creating like sending email as an invalid property. So okay, then email, and I'm gonna create this not sending an email, just a name to see what returns to me. Okay, so I'm gonna create a const invalid email Now I'm gonna result await of dot sign up. Send email, invalid email, password, and then UID. Because it's just a string, so it's okay. And I have to add async function here to use await here. Okay, let's see what we have here. First I have to run the application itself because I'm gonna interact with the database. And now let's run the tests. Okay, I think it's not working because running the test with vitest, I have to add a configuration. With TypeScript, I have to add a configuration to resolve the paths. So let's try to do this. I think it's vitest config paths, and then I will just copy this, import, and then add here as a plugin. Okay, so let's try to run again. No, run the tests. And okay, it's throwing an error. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, so just adding a type module here on my package.json already solves this. So now I'm able to run tests here. So you see that it's returning an error, invalid email, but let's return the error in another way. So let's see what we have here in this error object, and let's run the test. Okay, I have this. Let's see what we have in error.flatten. I'm gonna run in watch mode. From errors, email, field errors. Okay. From errors, field errors. Okay, I'm just gonna return this for now. So if I send an invalid email here, it will return to me this, and I expect result that to strictly equal. So I expect this result object is to be strictly equal when an object with error, that is an object with email and invalid email here. Oh, it's an array. Email. Invalid email. Okay, so That's okay. So let's see if we send a valid email. The message will return user created successfully. So it's not gonna return an error. So let's see if we send an invalid password. So send a number. So name is expected to be a string, but receive it a number. So okay, it's validating our input correctly. And for now, let's just add the test. Just one use case, send an invalid email input. And now let's do the use case of success use case. It should return message. It should return a message. Successful message. If I console log the result here, we will see that this user already exists because I added here before and I didn't stop and run again my server. So I'm gonna add here on the top of my file a before all to everything inside this function will run before all tests run. So every time the test runs, everything that is inside here will be executed before this. So let's just reset our database. So I'm gonna add await prisma dot users dot delete many. Okay, so it was created. If I don't add this here, the second time I run this test suite, it should return an error like user already exists. But every time I save this file, I'm running in watch mode. So every time I run this file, this before all runs. So it's deleting all of the users of my database. So okay, now I'm gonna add expect result to strict equal message user created successfully. So okay, I'm gonna remove this console log, and now I have to create tests for signing function. So I'm gonna add a describe here just to separate things. Invoking sign-in method okay, and now I'm gonna just add describe here, like invoking sign-in method test. Let's see what we have in signing. So we have the same. safe parse here to validate our input, and then we search for this user, providing the email, and we see that this user exists. If not, it will return an error because we are trying to make a sign in, so the user have to be registered in the database. And after that, we made a match with the password provided and the password stored on the database. So okay, let's do these two use case here and the successfully use case. So let's add 3 tests to signing. So it should return an error when providing a non-existing email. Sign-in email, non-existing mail, password. Okay, so let's just console log here, result. I'm gonna add a dot only here. It's just to run only this test suite, so just to debug here. So you see that I have 3 tests, but it's running only one. If I remove this, you see that run 3 tests. So let's keep the only here to just to run the signing methods here. Okay, so invalid credentials. Error, invalid credentials. Okay, and now it should return an error when providing a wrong password. So in this case, the user will exist in the database, the email will exist in the database, but the password provided will be wrong. So we're testing this case. So I'm gonna just add here email to share in both sign up and sign in functions here, because I'm gonna use these 2 functions. So test mail.com await of dot sign up email name window password. This is what's 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and then I'm gonna just try to call sign in here, providing the same email but a wrong password, and let's see what we have. Valid credentials too. So I expect result to strict to equal invalid credentials. Okay, let's just copy this test suite here, because now we're going to make the successfully use case. So should return a token okay, so I have a mail here. I'm gonna just add another email. A password. Okay, so I'm providing the email and the password here, and now calling the signing function, I'm gonna pass the same two properties here. So let's see what we have in result. A token itself. So expect result want to have property token. Okay, so now I have tests, I think, to not to all use case, because I didn't make tests for all use case of error of signing function, but I added the for one for email, and it's just the same for the others. It will just change this here, the result error returned, but I think we have a good coverage here of tests. So it's testing the sign up function in a error use case and a successful use case, and also we're testing the signing method in two error use case and a successfully use case. So it's the full flow of creating a user. So sign up the user and then signing, receiving the token. So that's it. I think we are good at this moment, and see you in the next video. Hello guys, welcome to the video number 6 of this sequence that I am developing a project integrated with AI. And in this video we are going to complete the authentication part of the system by completing the sign in and sign up backend functionalities, and also we are going to create tests with vitest to cover these two functionalities.